if I'm a company in distress, what are the major factors that I need to consider in terms of deciding which of these alternatives I'm going to pursue?
The existence of personal guarantees and fiduciary duties, and it's kind of good to talk about them in the same breath. So public companies don't, the owners of public companies don't give personal guarantees. The last time I bought some stock, I didn't have to sign a personal guarantee, right?
What do you mean by personal guarantee? What does that term mean?
Oh, thank you. So bottom line is, the corporate form in the Western world is a beautiful thing because, I form a corporation, the corporation or the LLC does business. It has debts it can't pay. You cannot go against the owner, right? It's a separate legal entity. And the default is, unless the ownership did something wrong, or unless the ownership contractually obligated themselves by issuing a personal guarantee, like giving a personal guarantee, then creditors of the company do not generally have a right to go against the owners. But the reality, on Main Street, is that most businesses that are owned by individuals or families or groups of people, private equity fund, even small private equity funds, or at least small fundless sponsors, there's generally, personal guarantees are required when you're a smaller private company. In my experience, smaller can easily mean $100 million of
So
revenue.
you mean when I'm borrowing money from the bank as a small business owner, they will require me as an individual to give a personal guarantee as
Yeah,
opposed to a public company where the company itself would be the liable party.
in both instances, the company is the borrower. But in a privately owned company, the owner of the buyer of the borrower will often have to provide a credit enhancement by giving a personal guarantee.
Got it.
And that's when you're dealing with your bank or your other secured lender. And it's also fairly common, very common among landlords and tenants. So the if you have a personal guarantee, if you've given a personal guarantee and your creditor is owed a lot of money, and your creditor wants your distressed company to handle its distress by this alternative or using this alternative or using this alternative, if the secured lender has a personal guarantee against you personally, human nature is such that personal guarantee, we often, lots of people in my industry often say it's like a gun to your head. Because if you cooperate with the holder of a personal guarantee, then maybe that holder of the personal guarantee will be less likely to go against you to actually try to collect on the guarantee. But
So it could change your incentives as somebody who's given a personal guarantee so that you might be acting in your own best interest as opposed to in the best interests of your company.
that's a possibility, or at least you may want to,
Hmm.
tempted to. Fortunately, in real life, there's it's not uncommon where what's best for the company is also best for you, and so the conflict doesn't arise. And that's why, and now, segueing right into fiduciary duties, the owners of a company may be inclined, they may recognize, because they're not stupid. Yes, I understand that the holder of the guarantee wants me to do X, but a well-advised, or I should say, even a just adequately advised company and its owner will be made aware by its attorneys that you can't just be the puppet of whoever happens to own a personal guarantee against you or has other leverage against you, because you have fiduciary duties that you have to comply with to all creditors and other stakeholders. And if you don't do it, if you breach your fiduciary duties, your personal guarantee liability may become the least of your problems, because you're opening up yourself up to a world of hurt in the form of lawsuits. And then I'll just say the management's criticality, that's simply shorthand for if, if there's a widget company and the widget company is owned wholly or in part by an operator, maybe it's just, a guy, and he owns and operates it. He's the CEO, founder, or maybe he has brought in a private equity partner, whatever. The point is, if ownership and management are in somewhat of the same body or bodies, and it's a widget factory and it's very easy to run, there's no magic to it. The management can go on vacation for a month and nothing's going to matter. Then that's one situation. If the owners slash managers include people who without the company would absolutely fall down and be worth nothing, then that management becomes much more critical, and that's power, right?